Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 12 of Shenaniganry and Aevecia. Before this episode starts, I just wanted to apologize in advance for the audio quality of this episode. So this episode was actually recorded in person. We normally record online. I'm sure you could tell that. But this one was recorded in person. And as such, there is a lot more background noise. It was just recorded on my phone. So there's a lot more background noise, there's a lot of interruptions, and at the end, it started to storm and the rain got really loud. So, yeah, so I apologize. I did my best, but there wasn't really much I could do based on the pure noise, like the volume of the noise that was there. So hopefully you can deal with it. It is a good episode besides that. So, you know, please deal with it. I apologize. It should only go for this episode and the next one, and after that, it should be back to being good. I know there's been a lot of problems with me not having a door and then, you know, having it be in person, but it's fine. It's okay. So yeah, please enjoy. I apologize if it's somewhat hard to make out things with the background noise and stuff, but I did my best, and yes, thank you for listening regardless if you do. But yeah, enjoy.
Last session ended just after the fight with the spider and and what was his name? I had it.
Starts with B.
Yeah.
Like Brando or some shit.
Barris.
Like Barristan.
Yeah.
That's how I remembered.
And that's where we are. You were just defeated and
Oh wait, is he dead?
Yeah, we killed him.
We killed him?
killed him, and then
Fuck that
we
bitch.
stopped.
Because it was getting late.
It was indeed. So, yes, that's where we are picking up. Is just in the place, in the forest, in the
jungle, the mighty jungle.
Yes,
The
exactly.
spiders all dead.
I love the different variations of
Yeah.
the same idea.
Yeah. Next parody song.
Yeah. Add it to the list.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I reckon Eli's just gonna like look at the dead bodies, look at Barris, and just be like, I'm not healing him.
Don't heal me, please.
Did I not?
Of poison? I don't fucking know.
You can't heal poison, can you?
I now have lesser restoration. So
Ah.
I think I can. Let me double check.
You should be able
Yes.
to. Please.
Please. So, yeah, okay, I will use lesser restoration. You now are no longer poisoned.
Awesome. I actually don't know how many hit points I've got at the moment. Give me a whole second.
I am down to one spell slot in each level.
Hell yeah.
It is the morning.
It is maybe sunrise.
Did I use? Oh god, I can't. I didn't keep track of fucking anything last time. Did I use spell slots?
Yes.
Think
I
you
used,
did.
I used Hex
Yeah.
and Cloud of Daggers. So yes, I'm out of spell slots.
Nice.
Right. Oh fuck me, I'm on 8 plus 2 temp.
I'm also on 8 hit points. We're not doing well.
No, we're not. Maybe we should get back to people before we do anything crazy.
Yeah, so we're gonna make our way.
start to the morning, just die.
Wake up to the sound of a scream and just after shitty dreams and then deal with that.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, good morning, good morning. Well,
Okay,
Ah,
off we go.
I don't think this morning's gonna be good anymore, but we'll make it through it.
good morning, sorry, just morning.
But yeah, just head back to the others.
Alright. So you guys head back to where you had set up camp for the evening. And when you get there...
Sorry. My computer's on 69% charge.
Nice.
So yes, you Waddle.
Waddle? Waddle?
I am also on 69%.
Twinsies!
Yes, you limp and waddle your way back to camp after being almost murdered bright and early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We
Um,
love that.
Yeah, so you head back to camp and you find Mary and Chloe still like just packing stuff up from the evening. They were about to head towards you, but they hadn't quite left yet.
Be glad.
Yeah. And Mary sees you both come back and just goes, "Oh, did you help the person in trouble? Did you get there in time?"
No, we killed him.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's...
He was bored, so he was killing people with spiders?
So
I
we
hate
killed
this
him.
place.
Oh, yes. That okay. That's understandable then. Well,
We are not having a fun time.
no, it does not seem like it's going that well, does it? Well, Northwich is a little under a day's walk now from here, I believe. So, do we want to start heading off, or?
The sooner we get out of here, the better.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, so, can I get everyone, I'll roll for Mary and stuff, can I get everyone to roll, survival checks to work out if you can figure out which way to go? I should roll, I'll roll history for Mary.
20 on that.
7.
Nate 18, wow, I can't
Well,
close.
I got a 20 on that, so it's fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so, what did you get?
7?
Oh, hell yeah.
I know everything about this place.
Yeah, you do.
So Mary manages to remember which way you're going and how to get there from where you are, and you can kind of determine, like, you know, based on the way that you were heading and how you had set up the camp coming back, and the way that Barris had actually told you to go, coming back and then real.
To be fair, though, do we trust Barris?
I don't know. Do you?
Fuck that bitch.
So.
But also, like, I got a 20 on that.
Yeah, so regardless, yeah, you managed to work out which way you're supposed to be heading. So, yes, you all start heading back on the track back. You managed to find there's only the one path as far as you can tell now, but it's still like a very shallow path. It's, you know, not as easy to see as the starting path that you.
So like a game trail kind of
Yeah.
thing.
So you keep following that for a while. And yeah, is there anything you want to do while you're traveling, heading down the path?
I guess, like, keep an eye out for stuff. I think at this point Peyton's sort of like, well, we tried to help someone and that fucked us over, so let's just get out of here as quickly as we can. But also at the same time, if something is genuine, Peyton's not going to stop. Like,
Yeah.
Do you want to roll like just a perception check then, just for general perception?
That was 10.
oh, what's my perception? +1, 11.
Okay, cool. And what's Eli doing?
Eli is having a bad time. Thank you for asking. I mean, to be fair, we're all having a bad time, but like, he's probably also like really keeping an eye out now because like if he sees more spider webs,
Okay.
the forest is going up in flames.
Oh goodness. Okay.
That's
That
cocked.
is okay. Like this is an uneven dice tray.
roll
So,
this.
okay. That's the 7 plus what am I doing? Perception 4.
Okay.
So 11. Sorry.
Cool. So you guys continue to head on your way through the forest, and Chloe, after like a couple hours, Chloe just starts going, "Ugh, are we there yet?" Guys, my legs are killing me. Could we just like sit for a bit? And Mary just kind of pulls out the ladle and just smacks her in the head. Just like, if you want to die, then yes.
Yeah, you can stay.
Yeah, if you want to sit down and be here in the big scary forest by yourself, where I woke up this morning and was almost killed by 3 spiders and a
Should we-
bitch.
I got poisoned as well.
Yeah, that also happened. So if you want to stay here and be alone for all that, then sure.
I get
We're
poisoned
gonna keep
again.
walking and get the hell out of here.
So you can put up with the pain, please. It's not that much longer.
Chloe just goes, "Ugh, fine, I guess. Mary's like keeping an eye on her now. Just
Eli
like,
is so tempted to just use vicious mockery.
Hail Mary, am I right? Jokes.
Cool. So yeah, so you keep heading down the path. Do you? So what's the plan? Are you going like just straight for it? You just like regular pace, heading straight there, not stopping?
Just we want to get out of here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're like rushing, but we are keeping a pretty
Consistent.
steady, consistent pace.
Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you head through, and it gets to about midday, getting slightly into the afternoon now. You're still heading through the forest. It's still like the forest so far has been basically the same as far as you can tell. Like it's just lots and lots of trees, and
That's kind of what a forest is.
it is basically what a forest is. Yes. But like back with the wasp hives and stuff like that, it was a lot darker, and now it feels like it's not so much the light is coming through, but it's just brighter in general. Like the leaves aren't completely stopping the light, but it's not like
So it's
there is
thinning out a
sunrise
little
coming
bit.
through. Yeah, so it's like there is more light breaking through, but
We love that.
yeah.
Genuinely, though, we love that.
Yeah, so it's getting easier to see now, and which makes the trek a lot easier. And you keep following your way through, and it gets to like 2 p.m. ish, and Eli, you start to recognize this forest now. Like you start getting memories, just like I feel like I've been here before. I feel like I know this area, and that kind of sits with you for a while, and you keep walking, and eventually both of you hear this slight hint of a scream, and it starts getting louder, and as you turn to look in the direction, you see a very small figure sprinting, getting chased by 2 much larger figures, and they just zoom past you, and you see... What were your perception rolls again?
11.
Okay, so you see a small silhouette of what seems to be a humanoid creature run past, and you see a giant owl and a giant squirrel chasing them.
What?
And they just run straight past you and then kind of tear off to the right, and you watch as the humanoid figure in this like genuine panic, looking at you just like, and just really needs help and runs
I
past.
mean,
because this area like feels familiar, do I have kind of like an idea of where they might be going to? Like why they running?
Not
Not really?
specifically.
No.
You as in this moment, you definitely feel familiarity from the forest.
the figure was small.
Yes.
Do I get the idea that maybe childlike small or small race small?
Roll a
Insight?
yeah. Roll an insight check. That's a good one.
What's my insight? +1. 9.
Could be either. It could either be a young, larger sized race, or it could be the small race.
Okay. I think Peyton's gonna turn to Eli and go like, I know we dealt with Barris, but that seems to be genuine.
Yep.
Off we go then, I guess.
So
Are we leaving Mary and Chloe behind? To be fair, we're both very low on health.
yeah.
And we haven't had the opportunity for a short rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna like turn to Chloe and Mary and be like, you guys, you saw that as well. Like, that's real. That's not just we've been walking all day
and also very hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Chloe just goes, I don't know. And Mary just goes, shut up. Yes, that was real.
Awesome, cool. We going?
I mean, yes.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, so you guys head off in the direction of the figure that ran off with the large animals.
I think it's the large animals that's throwing me off. What?
So you follow through, it kind of veers off the path a bit, and you keep following in the direction that they were going, and the forest gets more and more familiar to you as you keep going, and eventually it clicks, but not in the sense that you're like 100% certain, you're just like, wait, is this? And as you get closer, you can like still hear the screams, and you come closer and you come into this slight clearing. It's not a big clearing, it's fairly small, and you just see a small little like cubby house kind of thing in the forest, and the large animals are kind of like circling it, almost trying to look inside.
Oh, this is interesting.
Do I recognize the
You
cubby
do
house?
Yes.
I grab one of my my rations,
Oh my god.
and are the animals making noises?
Yeah, they're making like, it's not so like a hoot, but like, you know, the general like passive owl noises, and then like squirrel.
Squirrel chitters. Okay, I grab some of my rations and I make the animal noises right back at them to get their attention.
You see the owl just like, it's turning in, and it just turns its head like 180 degrees directly to look at you.
I throw the rations in front of it to be like, they're for you.
It leaps off and just grabs down onto the rations, and then just kind of looks back up at you and is looking at you now.
Oh, I'm getting my own rations. I grab like a little, like another
If you need more
day's worth of
rations, let me
rations.
know.
Yeah, but I grab another one and I just start kind of like pecking at it and just making like my happy bird sounds, like the happy little like trilling and stuff, just like pecking at it, like yeah, yeah.
The owl just kind of, it's got it in its talons, and it just rips off a bit and just cautiously eats some, and then throws it up and catches it all in its mouth, and then eats the rest.
Hell yeah.
And then it just kind of like cocks its head to the side, just like,
I'm kind of doing the same thing, trying to get a read on this owl. Could I roll like insight or something to see like, is this just like an animal that got its house like broken into or something, and so it's chasing the infiltrator, or is this like someone's pet? I haven't seen giant animals around here before.
Sure, roll a, you can either do insight, or insight's probably the best. Yeah, do an insight check.
I'm gonna go with normal metal dice. I'm gonna pull that 11 plus 6, 17.
Nice. So as far as you can tell, it does look like that their kind of home territory was disturbed, but not like it was wrecked or anything. They just look like they're really hungry, and something came into their area, and they're like, okay, you're food now.
Okay. What's the squirrel doing?
The squirrel is still kind of like looking to try and get into the cubby house.
I make more squirrel noises to get its attention.
This is amazing.
It looks at the two of you and is like, it doesn't move towards you. It's kind of like cautious because it's like
Birds.
a group of people.
I'm sort of gonna like step away and maybe try and get around. Like
Behind them, or like,
yeah, like is there a way? So the side that we are on, I presume cubby house. There's it's four-sided.
Yeah.
The cubby house is very simple. Is the side that we're facing? Does that have the entrance in it?
Yeah.
Right. Are there like windows on the other sides?
Other windows in the
There would be like a hole in one of them that's kind of like ran out of construction materials, and then so it was designated a window, and then like a little curtain or something tacked over it or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Okay. I kind
it's-
of want to like get around like the scroll or whatever, both to like limit the group size and also to maybe get a look inside
Okay.
without being super invasive.
Okay. So, do you want to? You can either do, depending on how you want to walk around, you can either do a stealth check, or you can do I want to say an animal handling, so it's kind of like you're trying to move around without angering it or
Spooking
disturbing
it.
it. It's trying to be like, calming it while you're moving around, so
I
it's not...
think I'm gonna go animal handling because I don't want to sneak necessarily. I just want to get around it. So
please roll good. Yes.
20.
Hey, cool,
Not
yeah,
that
so
though.
that's all good. So, yeah, you start to move off from the group, and the squirrel locks eyes with you, and you just kind of put your hands out, calm it down, and slowly step. And it watches you, but it doesn't move, or it doesn't seem to look too intimidated, but it does keep its eyes on you and watching where you're going.
Okay, cool. When I get to the side that has the like window on it, I'm gonna like gently knock on it. Not enough to like freak out the squirrel, but enough to get like the attention of whoever's inside.
Okay. You knock on the side of the wall, and you just hear just something like fall over. Inside.
You're right in there.
Hello.
Hello, are you okay now?
Are the big animals still there?
We're sorting that out now. Don't come out just yet.
Don't worry, I wasn't planning to.
No, you're okay though?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's good. What's your name?
Steve?
Steve? My name's Peyton.
Nice to meet you.
And you can take some deep breaths, okay?
Uh-huh.
I'll let you know when we sort out the big animals, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Alright. I'll be back in a minute. And then I sort of like, just, my entire goal there was to make sure that A, there's somebody in there, B, that they're okay, and maybe, get an identity and stuff. So,
Cool.
it's, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think Peyton's going to like, not move again, but like kind of step away from the thing, maybe try and get the squirrel's attention to come away.
Mhm.
I mean, I probably saw you do the rations thing and is now like doing it. I've got rations as well.
You've got
so
rations, so
Try
you're
the
gonna
same
try it.
thing.
Okay. Roll a. I was gonna say persuasion check, but that's not a thing.
It would be animal handling again.
Yeah, just do it. Handling again. That's
Please. 14.
Hey, yeah. So it sees your rations, and it's just like, oh, okay, food, okay, and it's kind of like following you gently, like it's not like about to pounce on you, but it is very interested in the food.
I'm more like trying to draw it away, maybe back into the trees a little bit, where I can like put down the food and distract it for a bit so I can go back.
Cool. It does follow you at a kind of a distance, but it is following you because it's like, ooh, food, okay, this is the solution. So, yes, it does keep following you.
Cool. Once it's distracted by the food, I'm gonna go back to Eli. And I'm gonna sort of say, well, I figured out the squirrel for you.
That's like, I'm not looking away from the owl. I'm just kind of
Yeah.
still doing the bird, like, oh, I'm chill with you, so I'm not looking directly at you, but you are in my peripheral vision, just to try and do the body language thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, hey, I'm a bird, and this is finally coming in handy.
I think Peyton tells Eli to sort out the squirrel, at least temporarily. But there is someone in the cubby, their name is Steve, and they sound quite small, like little age-wise, so probably a hidden.
Do you have more rations?
I sure do.
We could probably do the same thing with this owl. I think these guys are just, kind of spooked. They're not, they're not vicious.
Okay.
I don't want to pet them.
Alright. Let's see, how many rations do I have? Because I have one less now. Did I not list how many fucking rations I've got? That's in the back of here at least. I had, what, 6? I think I got 6. Because they were... Six sounds about right.
Sure.
Yeah, we got 6. So now I've got 5. And I think I would try and do the same thing with the owl with the ration. I'll like give you a few as well, so if I fail, you can try.
Yeah.
Okay. So, since technically you're both doing it, I can either get you to do an animal handling check, and then, depending on how that goes, then get you to do it, or you can sacrifice your roll to make it Peyton does it with advantage.
What's your animal handling?
+4.
Can we do it the other way around?
If you want to change what you're doing, then yes, we can do
Yeah, I
it.
guess I'll just like give you all of them then. I think you have.
Alright, roll your animal
Okay, so that
handling
leaves me with 0
advantage.
rations. I specifically bought rations to feed my children, and now they're gone.
Well,
Well, I mean, being fed is not the main concern of your children at the moment.
Not really.
Okay, please be good. Let's see, 19 plus 4, 23.
Oh wow, yeah. You get the rations from Peyton, and you just like hold it out, and it's like really focusing in, just like doing like some clicking noises almost, just focusing in on the rations, and you just throw it, and it goes, catches one in the air, and then lands and looks at you, and it's like, and then just throw it, and it catches out of the air, grabs the squirrel, and then flies away.
Oh my god, I love that! That poor squirrel. I don't know if it's getting eaten or if like...
No, I'm saying they're friends.
They're probably friends.
So yes, you lose 2 rations. From
Only 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so that leaves me with 4.
Cool.
Down to 1.
I have a feeling I do have more than that, but I'm just gonna leave it at 4.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Alright, so yes, the owl flies away with the rations that you have thrown, and the squirrel in tow, like just holding it either one with each leg, and it just flies away.
We love that.
Yeah.
Alright, well, to the cubby? Actually, I think, yeah, Peyton's gonna go to the cubby now and like knock on the door, not on the window, and go, they're gone now, you can come out if you want to.
Thank you. I don't know if I want to come out there.
Well, that's... You're technically in my house in there, so,
Oh, not again. Am I really?
technically, it hasn't been that for a while, and it never originally was meant to be, but, yeah. So, what did you say your name was?
I'm Steve.
My name's Eli.
Nice to meet you. I'm very sorry. I didn't realize this was someone else's house. It's been vacant for quite a while, so...
Yeah, it has. I, moved out, I guess. Do you know... You come here often then, if it's been empty for a while and you knew that?
Yeah, I've been kind of using this as my escape from home quite a bit, actually.
Oh, do you know the person, like, oh, she'd be older now. Do you know Clara? This used to be hers.
What race is she? Is she a human?
Yeah, she's human.
Well, I tend to try and avoid most people. So if she's human, then I don't believe I have. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I was hoping to see her here, but probably actually in town, not here specifically. Why are you hiding? I mean, I get you just said that you don't hang around a lot of people, but there's usually a reason for that.
Most people tend not to accept me. I'm a little different, a little odd, and
Well, I'm a bird, so and not an Aarakocra either. I'm Kenku, so solidarity.
can't say anything because I'm a fucking human.
Just like, he's like, that's nice. But I'm also different to my own people, so it's different. I don't want to talk down on your experiences, but
Oh, that's fine.
No, everyone's experiences are different. It's okay to, you know, differentiate. I might be human, but I've been through some shit.
And I live in a circus, so I'm used to different. It's kind of people gravitate towards that.
And yeah, I look after a lot of different kids, so it's sort of like I understand when things get weird.
You know, it's kind of funny though. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm hiding from two people in this shack, and of course they're a circus performer and someone who looks after kids. Like we're sounding real, like real people.
I am a parent, thank you very much.
Yeah, but like we definitely don't sound like someone who's trying to convince a child to come out of a hiding spot.
No,
I
that's
do
fair.
love that of
Yeah.
just like, oh, who are these people that save me? I'm a circus bird and some random human that looks after children.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, your general saviors.
Yeah, we're like your typical heroes.
Yeah, obviously.
It's fine.
Like,
Would you prefer if we just left?
We can leave. It's
We've
fine.
been trying to get to town for a while.
what? You both seem like really nice people. You helped scare away the big animals.
Mhm.
I don't want to take away from you heading to town, but I do have a slight issue that it would be really helpful if you could try and help sort out, but I completely understand if not. I don't want to.
Depends on the issue. We've had a couple of days. Do you follow baseball?
It's like, hey, we've had a rough couple of days. Do you know about baseball?
I know of it, but I've only watched it from afar.
Yeah, I watched my first baseball game, and then everything just got worse from there. And that was yesterday, or was it 2 days ago?
It was like-
Now
2 days ago.
It's-
No, it wouldn't have been because we stayed the night. It was
It was
baseball.
the day, and then the rat encampment,
And
and
then
then forest.
we stayed the night at the Red Encampment, so that's over
And
one
then
day.
that day.
And then we spent the night at the forest, so it's day 3.
Yes.
So
God,
it's,
everything went by so fast.
Yeah.
it's been a long 3 days. So
To be
It-
fair
it's-
though, that was not a normal baseball game.
so you say that.
It wasn't. I promise you, it wasn't.
It might be some time before I go do another one.
That's valid.
if I mean if you're willing to help, that would be really cool.
As long as it doesn't require us to take any sort of damage, I'm very willing to help.
I mean, I can't promise, but okay. So, I have this friend,
Mhm.
and she's not exactly good at looking after herself,
Mhm.
and we were hanging out at where I live, and my family didn't like that we were hanging out. We are just friends,
Mhm.
but we are different races, and my family didn't like that. Well, I think
love how we both just sighed there.
Mm.
I don't think the problem was necessarily that we were different races. I think the main issue was that they were playing with me specifically because they never let me do anything. They kind of want to keep me hidden from everyone, and then we were out playing, and they were like, they didn't like that.
So we need to beat up your parents. I can do that. We've done that before. What?
Don't get too hasty. Trust me, I feel the same, but don't get too hasty.
It's not the first time I've done this one, but you know.
Oh, trust me. I
Um,
know.
He continues. It's just like, so because they basically I think they've caged her. I'm not certain.
Excuse
What?
me?
And so I ran away, and I am here, and they've kind of been trying to track me down since. So That's
Well,
why I mean no
Give us
promises
an
in the getting
address,
hurt.
we'll head to town and we'll go and fuck them up.
They're not exactly in
Oh,
town.
well, give us a location. No.
Send us that address.
Yeah.
What are the directions? Come on.
Just Dropbox address. There's a map.
Yeah, just like text me where they are. You know, pin drop.
You're Eli, because you've got the high pass perception. You hear some rustling in the distance, and so does Steve, and he goes, well, I don't think I'll have to give you a direction. I think they've found me.
Stay silent.
Okay, I don't think they'll hurt you straight away, so try not to do anything that'll make them angry.
We'll be fine.
Okay. And he,
I may open the door, so stay down and out of doorway side.
okay, I can do that. I can do that. So, you don't really hear him move at all because it's still outside. And he tries to as silently as he can.
I think in this situation, Peyton is going to let Eli take the lead because Eli seems to know this area and these people a bit better, and also Peyton's just so tired.
You,
Before,
yeah.
sorry, just I'm gonna quickly, after saying that, sit down right next to the door and like kind of make myself look at home and just like be like kind of draw a box in the dirt and like be rolling the dice, kind of trying to make it look like I'm playing some sort of dice game and just hanging out with Peyton.
Oh yeah,
Like I
Peyton,
always
Peyton
do.
like after Peyton sees Eli sit down, Peyton quickly sits down as well.
Awesome. So you guys quickly do this, and the rustling that you were hearing, you can hear this now.
Oh, wonderful.
And it starts getting loud, and you can hear a bunch of footprints. You hear
Footprints.
Footsteps, yeah.
It happened again.
Oh, why can't I say the right thing for that? You hear some footsteps.
There we go.
And they start getting louder. You hear a lot of them.
Oh
and,
shit.
like a decent amount. And then as they start to come into view, you see a bunch of humans start coming towards you with different kind of weapons on them. Some have got bows, some of them have got swords. And they come out, and as they emerge from like behind the bushes and stuff, you realize that, oh wait, they're centaurs. Half human, half elf.
For real?
Yeah. And
Jesus.
the heaps of footsteps was just because all of them have 4 feet each. So,
So there's like half as many
there's,
as we
yeah,
have.
there's not actually that many, but there are still a few. There's about 5 as far as you can tell right
Oh
now.
man,
So,
I don't think I've ever seen, like out of character, I don't think I've ever seen people use centaurs in D&D before. That's kind of cool. Other than
Graduation.
Other than
just had a
graduation.
whole bit.
I
with
know,
centaurs.
Okay.
I know.
the fun thing is, I planned this before that happened, and then I heard that, I'm like, if we play this now, it's gonna sound like I'm copying, and I'm so annoyed.
Oh,
Because I literally planned it just before that bit happened in
No
the
more
story.
like I've never played a game where centaurs are a thing.
Oh, sweet.
So this is cool.
Yeah, because like literally, I planned this and I was up to date at the time, and
Oh.
then like 2 episodes later, they introduced centaurs into it. I was like, oh no! But yeah, so you see a bunch of centaurs come out, and they kind of circle around into the, like they don't circle you, but like they kind of like huddle up in the
Semicircle.
yeah, in the clearing. They're just like the one at the front kind of looks at you, just like, hey, have either of you seen a small creature around here anywhere?
I mean, it's the forest. There's lots of small creatures. Like, are you talking squirrel or rabbit or a dog? Sometimes there's a dog that comes past here. And then we've got the foxes tend to stay a little bit deeper.
I
And then
saw
we've
an
got
owl earlier.
we did see an owl earlier. That was on the bigger
I
side.
really wanted to interrupt, but I'm too busy laughing at both. You should be like, animals.
I mean, to be fair, they said a small creature.
That's true. Yeah.
A couple days ago, saw a pseudo dragon. So that's a small creature.
Did we?
Did you?
No, I'm
Oh,
lying.
okay, cool. I was like, I don't remember that.
this whole point is so I can lie.
Did we was me genuinely like, did I miss my fucking opportunity?
Yeah, I was like, hold on, did we skip something?
No.
I was like, oh
I was
no.
so afraid.
Eli is lying.
Okay,
right
cool.
now.
Yeah, sorry. That was just yeah.
Peyton did not say did we.
Yeah,
I Murphy
cool,
said
yeah.
did we?
No, yeah, that's fair. They just kind of go, okay, so not animals. Well, I guess you could still use that.
I mean, you said creatures. That's the
I did,
normal
that's
thing
my
to
fault.
assume.
Yes, that is my fault. How about mutant, freak of nature? Something not quite right.
I mean, to be honest, very few things I would consider freaks of nature. It's kind of a very specific.
Yes, well,
Not
I'm using
nice.
it
Well, I
quite
mean-
specifically.
Okay, but like, because some people would say that like, you know, there's Aarakocras and then there's crows, and between that is Kenku because of like some really old curse or something. And so some people say that is a freak of nature because it's not an original thing, and
Evidently, my friend here is very normal.
That's one word for it.
Oh, I was so mad at this fucking sentence.
This one.
that barely even registers for Eli though. Like, just oh yeah, cool, normal Kenku racism.
This one
It happens.
is one of ours, and it is not a matter of inbreeding between species. This is just a mistake.
So a small weird centaur is what you're looking for.
Something like that.
I can quite safely say we haven't seen any of those.
Yeah, we haven't seen any small weird centaurs. I mean, we saw the owl. That was probably the most exciting
It
thing
was
we've
a
seen.
pretty big owl.
Yeah.
Honestly, that owl was freakishly big.
Do you mind if we inspect that house behind you?
Obviously, because it's my house and you're not gonna fit in it.
Yes, well, that seems to be a decently sized hole I can look through on the side.
Sure, let me just... Okay, so last night I may have had rabbit and did a very poor job skinning it. Let me just put that aside before you...
That truly doesn't bother me.
Well, it bothers me is the problem because I mean,
You know,
I
general hospitality. You don't
Yeah,
let
I
someone
live-
into a dirty house.
I live out here and then I don't... I mean, I'm already...
I think
here.
I'm one of your only guests, and you know we've known each other for ages, so it's not even a thing. But like anybody new.
Roll a persuasion check.
persuasion.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give advantage to them sort of trying to build up the story?
Sure.
There you
I'll
go,
allow
you
it.
have advantage.
I'll allow it.
God, I used my good rolls before the animals.
Persuasion 11 plus nothing.
Oh,
Just
no.
11.
Shit, I should have rolled. I've got really good persuasion. No, I don't. I've got +4 persuasion.
He just looks at says, "No, really, that doesn't bother me. I would like to take a look in that house if you don't mind."
Okay, well I can just open the door so then you don't have to try and peek through the window.
That would be wonderful if you could do that. That would be very nice.
Now, I told Steve I might open the door, stay low somewhere they can't see through it. When I open the door, I do it a bit like the first, like kind of pretending that it's like stuck.
Yeah.
So I kind of rattle it a bit and then I open it
Ah.
and I kind of step. I wouldn't step in because then that makes it look like I'm hiding something.
Fair.
But I slowly open the door and hope that Steve realizes to go behind it.
Okay.
It opens inward, and that was a huge design flaw that we could not fix. The hinges were in
Small
there.
cubby house with an in opening
Rip.
door.
Peyton's gonna like step away from the door a bit because you know centaurs are big.
Yeah.
And also, yeah.
The centaur that's been talking heads towards the door and starts to peer in. This is going to be a stealth roll for Eli. Sorry, not Eli, for Steve.
Would Steve get...
Please roll high.
Nat 20!
Ooh.
Yes!
Alright, and then perception for the centaur.
Roll shit. Roll shit.
11.
Plus.
Okay. So the centaur looks inside the door, and he starts looking around. He's like, "How long have you lived here?"
Well, I've lived here for, well, it was mostly childhood, and then I moved away for a bit, and then I've been back, well, we've been in the forest for a while. Peyton's been visiting me for a while, but I've been moving around recently, and then, you know, it's,
I mean, to be fair, we kind of only came back a few days ago.
Yeah, so I've lived here for a long time, but it's just been a while since I've been back here specifically.
Right. He stomps on the ground, intending to make a lot of noise to just make sure that no one's hiding that he can't see. So I'm gonna roll another 11, and then 12. Okay. He slams on the ground and tries to listen to see if he hears anyone react to it. And he goes, okay. Will you let us know if you see any creatures of unusual forms?
So, I mean, where are you guys around? I can't really. Should I just shout it?
Well, if you head straight down that way, you'll come to a decently sized encampment. It's really hard to miss as long as you do head in that direction, but I'm sure you're smart enough to be able to figure that out.
Okay.
I feel like that was a slight.
Yeah.
Well, very well. If you see anything, come let us know.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that you're not protecting them, because that could end badly.
Are they dangerous?
Quite, yes.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, we'll definitely come and tell you.
Thank you.
Yeah, if I see a dangerous centaur. Did you say what they look like? It's like a centaur creature.
You'll know it when you see it.
Well, that's not very descriptive, I'm sorry.
Well, it's very hard to mistake.
I guess.
Alright, I mean,
Although, if we miss it, that is on you.
very true.
It's like, we'll tell you if we see something weird, but if it's like just, you know, a freaking knoll
Trust
that's
me.
like.
You will
We've dealt
know
with
it.
gnolls before, we'll just do it ourselves.
You'll
Yeah.
know it when you see it.
Oh,
It
okay.
is. If you miss it, then you weren't looking.
Ominous.
Okay, so what if it goes past when I'm asleep? Because then I'm
Well, then
definitely
you're not
looking.
going to see it.
Sorry, that was a bit stupid of me to say. I'm just. Long
Okay,
day,
we're going
long
to
day.
leave now and
Okay.
continue searching.
Yeah, good luck with your search.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the group of centaurs starts to head off.
Oh, this motherfucker.
Just, I close the door and like go back to pretending to play dice or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck.
I'll sit down.
Just like talking nonsense. So, yeah, I'm not sure. It might have just been a big squirrel that had like lost some fur. It might not have been a pseudo dragon, but you know. What do you want to have for dinner tonight? Because I think we're running low on stuff. We could go hunting again and just like full on just babbling
Yeah.
nonsense. Like
Hayden
I'm-
is just like nodding along, like, yeah.
at some point, like when I know that they're probably further enough away that they can't hear what exactly I'm saying, I switch and just start repeating an exact conversation I've heard someone talk to me about, like the technicalities of like mechanics of stuff in the circus. So it's all this technical jargon, artificial bullshit in
Hayden's
someone
like-
else's voice. But it's just constant stream. Like there is no break. It's almost monotonous.
Oh my god.
And so it's just like creating that background noise to symbolize like both that, oh yeah, we're just going back to normal, and also maybe it's not safe yet.
Alright.
So
Cool. Yeah.
cool.
You guys.
I would like to roll a perception check to make sure that there's no one like hanging around.
Can I do the same?
Yeah.
Not that my perception's any fucking good. That is 5 plus 4, 9, 13.
As far as both you can tell, there doesn't seem to be anyone hanging around still. They seem to have all gone off.
Okay.
Okay.
I cut off my banter and I go, just kind of like knock on the door again, and it's like, I think we need to find a better hiding place because they need to come straight here for you.
Well, I've kind of been everywhere in the forest, so there's only so much room left for them to find.
I have a question. Where were Mary and Chloe during this?
Mary and Chloe was still, like, they
They left
stayed
them-
off
we
on
left
the
them
path
behind?
while you went
Okay,
off,
cool,
so...
cool, cool. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't know if we'd brought them or left them behind. but we
No,
left them behind.
they stayed on the path while you guys went off.
Cool.
Do the centaurs go into town often?
No, they tend to stay in the forest.
Would it be an issue if we potentially found you somewhere closer to town? Or helped you find somewhere closer to town?
I don't think the people in town would be much better, honestly.
This is gonna sound a bit bad. But like, what? Can you just? It's hard to work with the fact that they're calling you a freak and a creature and all this kind of absolute bullshit. Like it's not okay that they're using that, no matter how you look or what you can do. So I would really like to know kind of what's up, and then that way we can figure out a plan to help you better.
He just says,
Please.
You seem trustworthy enough. I think it's easier if I just show you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it safe to come out now?
It seems that way. If it's not, we'll throw hands. That speaker, I have just a cantrip for him.
Oh.
It's a vicious mockery.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you're still sitting outside, you're kind of talking through the door,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear some rustling inside, and then the cubby house door starts to open. You see some small legs, and as it gets more revealed, you see a centaur that's half human, half horse, but the bottom half is human, and the top half is horse.
I had a feeling.
So it's not 4 pairs of human legs.
No,
it's just
it
like
is
human
just
legs, top horse.
Human, yeah, it is
Okay.
like human legs and like slight torso, like short torso to have like arms and things,
Mhm.
and then it's just like horse head, but still talks like a human head. Speaks well.
So it's sort of more from like the shoulders up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to find something that's not like immediately optimistic that would probably throw him off, because when people are super optimistic after you've been, that's almost off-putting.
Yeah.
God, but I don't want to be really blunt either. My immediate reaction is to go, yeah, no, that's not, I mean, a little strange, that's not freakish. Like, Peyton does not actually say that, but...
Yeah, no, okay.
Because, oof.
He like kind of looks until he turns it. I mean, if you wanted to hide in town, we can just, put a cloak over you. And I mean, like, you still have the horse head, but that can just be explained as eccentric. Like, the circus should be in town at the moment, and we could just explain that as that's part of our performance, or like promotion or something. So like, most people, like, they might do a double check. You do get awful comments sometimes because, like, circus freak. But
say it's a polymorph gone wrong.
yeah, like that is other troops sometimes do those kinds of things where it's like, polymorphs go wrong and like, oh, freaks of nature, and oh, you didn't think this race could speak English or be intelligent.
Ugh, yeah.
So there's
Those
other troops do those kinds of things. So we may get some bad comments, but if you wanted to hide in town and then we can figure out this thing with your friend, then we can do that. I'm pretty sure there should be some old bedding or something in the cubby house still that we can just use to make a cloak out of. I mean, yeah.
Wouldn't be that difficult. Cloak's pretty simple to make.
And I mean, I have mending. If it's just 2 things, I can tear them up, put them together.
Me as the DM did not register that the Circus would also be in town, and that is a perfect kind of just like problem solved.
Yeah. Like, yes, they would still get bad comments and shit, but at the same time, like,
Yeah.
the
wouldn't be
circus
the only
is literally,
Like, it's going to be bad comments, but it's not going to be drive them away with a pitchfork. Like,
Yeah.
it'll just be, like, they'll still have a place to be.
yeah, and it'll just be like his regular life, apparently.
Which is really shitty, and can we just fuck up those centaurs, please?
Steve kind of looks up. Well,
As up as he
As
can
up
look
as he
as a
can look,
horse.
yeah. And he just goes, do you think that would be safe? Do you think I would be safe there?
I mean, I haven't been to Eli's circus just yet, but from what I can tell, what Eli said, it's a pretty cool place to be.
Well, that's where I went after I was living here. So, it's your best bet at the moment.
You seem to have done all right. Okay. I think we'll try the circus. But what if they start to look in town for me? Because there's only so much for us left before they.
Well, first
I
rule of
just
the
had a
circus.
terrible thought.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well,
We could fake his death.
Okay, what are we gonna do? I'm gonna get a dead body and sew a horse head onto it? What the fuck?
This is why I was like, it's a
Custom
terrible
ending.
thought. What did you say? What did you say? Theo, what did you say?
Custom ending.
I don't think mending works on corpses. Doesn't it have to be inorganic?
Or something like that, but Jesus.
Oh god.
Theo.
Theo.
I'm so sorry.
I did specifically say I had a terrible thought.
Yeah.
I did not say it was a good idea.
But yeah, like, Steve asks, oh, you know, will it be safe? What if they start looking in town? And Eli just kind of looks at him and is like,
it's the circus. No one's a fucking narc.
God, I love Eli.
It's just like. Okay.
I mean, we've done it before. It's not.
I think we'll try it.
Also, you mentioned that your friend was in a spot of trouble.
Yes.
I assume she
Yeah.
is being kept where?
Yeah, she's being kept. I think she's being kept with the leader in his area, but I'm pretty sure she's
That's
been
creepy.
caged up. I don't. Well, I hope it's not creepy in that sense.
I mean, either way, it's still creepy
It's
because
still-
also
yes.
he's keeping a child. Me, Murphy, he's keeping a child caged up?
Yeah.
Presumably a child, at least.
Yeah. So Steve just goes. Yeah. So she's being kept in the camp with the rest of the centaurs, and I don't know if obviously yes I would if the circus is going to be safe, then I would love to go there, but I do also want to make sure that she's okay.
Well, first you need to be safe, and then we can look after the next.
we need to
thing.
make sure that we're in top shape so that we can do this properly.
Yeah, I mean, does she have a family? Like, you can't. The townsfolk probably wouldn't be too happy if the centaurs are going around trying to
I
kidnap.
mean, I'm sure we'll figure it out if we go into town and there are people frantically looking for a child.
Her and I have kind of been alone our whole lives. That's why we're such close friends. It's because I'm an outcast and I don't think she really has a family. So we kind of bonded and looked after each other. And now she's been caught and I'm on the run.
Well, you'll just be on the run for a little bit longer, and then we can rest and get food, and then deal with this whole problem. Because the centaurs, they won't hurt her, will they? While she's.
I don't think so. But you know, being caged is still some form of hurt.
Definitely not great. Definitely not great. But it's something we can work with. If she's not in immediate danger, you seem to be more immediate danger. So if we can get you away from all that, then
That's an important point.
Mm.
Would you be able to tell us your friend's name?
No, I need to hold on. Now I need to work out. Was their name?
Also, I've just written down in my notebook, this just in, centaurs are motherfuckers.
Facts. How do I do this without also spoilers? Because I need to. I didn't actually think of the part of what's their name. I didn't think that is a question that would get asked.
For real?
Yeah, I am the dumb.
Well, to be fair, I almost forgot, and then I wrote down keeping Steve's new friend, and I was like, wait, new friend? I was like, wait, we didn't get a name for them.
I mean, you could just use a nickname that they talk to if you don't want to spoil the actual name.
I could.
That would also, if we were to sneak in and try and, like, get her attention, using the nickname that Steve uses, if there is one, would probably get us more trust.
That's cool. Yeah, I could do that. That's a good one because otherwise,
Like,
I'm,
I want to know what this spoilers thing is,
Yeah, like,
obviously,
ooh.
but also,
yeah, but also like you'd find
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
We
so-
find out eventually.
Yeah, so I don't want to spoil it this soon because like if I feel like if I got the actual name, you would be able to figure out. So let me make up a nickname real quick.
I guess for to make this fit in narratively, maybe Steve hesitates and feels like a nickname is fine.
Yeah. And then in response to that, Steve says, well, I just kind of call it Tiny, which is funny because we're both quite small, but she's smaller than me, so I call her Tiny.
That's so cute. Oh my god.
wholesome content.
Wholesome. We love adorable nicknames.
Well, we'll do our best to help you with Tiny. We're pretty tough. We can be.
I mean, to be fair, the last 3 days have been something. I think I almost died a few days ago as well, which is wild. Don't fuck with old men.
We've killed Maddie.
Oh no.
What, you don't fuck with old man?
But we'll do our best to get Tiny back. But for now, we're going to worry about you. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Or do you mind kind of getting out of the way? I'll see what I can scavenge from in here.
Oh, yeah, of course. Scoots out of the way.
I go into the cubby house.
Yeah.
How does it
feel to be back?
It's like nostalgic, but also I assume, aside from Steve being here on and off, I don't think it's been very well upkept.
Dilapidated.
Yeah. So do you want to? You're welcome to give some backstory as to what this cubby house is, if you like. But you don't have to, or you can keep that for later if you
I
wish.
think I'm gonna keep it for later at the moment, but
fair.
like, it's very nostalgic to be back here because like Eli is still small, but he is no longer as small as he was when he was living in here.
Eli's only like 17.
Eli's only 17.
Fuck,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and
Makes Peyton feel old.
Yeah.
They're a spry 24 years old and it's a 7-year age difference.
Well, as you're kind of taking the feelings of being back in this cubby house and back in this forest, you get a flood of memories from times that you shared back here. And as you're kind of admiring as much as you could call it craftsmanship of the cubby house, you're like looking around, looking at how it's still basically set up the same way that it
And
was.
to be fair, if it lasted this long, it's doing pretty well.
Yeah,
we did a decent
you
job.
did a good job.
Yeah.
And on the ground you see a small like picture frame face down on the ground.
I immediately pick it up.
Inside is a drawing of you and Clara.
Yeah, what do I have?
This whole episode just feel like a wholesome. We're gonna fuck up these centaurs. Wholesome.
Yeah. Okay, because like ideally I'd be able to like take it out of the frame to travel better, but I don't have anything to protect it, so I just take like the whole frame with me after kind of trying to make sure like I don't want to wreck this, but there's no way I'm leaving this here. So I like pick it in like quickly, just like tuck it in with like my coin pouch because it's very like this is obviously very important.
Yeah.
So I'm just like feeling a little bit emotional because it's been a while since I've been in Northwick, and then just even longer still since here. So yeah, I just pick that up and then just grab whatever bedding or curtains are still hanging around so I can try and fashion a cloak for Steve, and then just walk out and being like, I'm so glad I have a bird face. No one's gonna read the expressions on me right now.
Oh,
could I
Eli
get
must
you-
be feeling. Whew.
Yeah, could I get you to roll a let's do an investigation check to just see how good the leftover material is to make a cloak for Steve.
That's a 20.
That's a 20.
Alright, you find a perfect amount of cloth. It doesn't need any fixing or anything.
It
and
somehow miraculously stayed in the same condition for the
Yeah,
whole
it's just
time.
like
it's,
it
it's a little dirty and worn, but it's
course.
like it's still in very good condition considering.
Yeah. This was like the sturdy winter blanket.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And find
Yeah.
that it's all good. It'll
So
work perfectly.
Yeah, I come out with that in my arms and I'm just like, okay, so do you have a pin or something that we can use to attach this, or
I have some rope.
a little bit of rope? Yeah, we can just cut a little hole in here and then use a little bit of rope to tie it up. Would that be alright with you, Steve?
Yeah, that'll be great.
I'm just gonna kind of drape it over you so we can see that it
Yeah.
sits right. Is that alright?
Of course.
Yeah, so I do that, just kind of like do the kind of dramatic like
Like a whole cape kind of thing.
yeah, to try and get
we
it to like
love that.
sit over his head so it forms a bit of a deeper hood and kind of obscures his weird
The
his
horse
weird
nose.
silhouette.
Yeah.
So like if you were looking, you'd obviously still see that he had a horse face,
Right.
but it's
Like,
not,
from a distance.
yeah, it's
no
not clear. It just looks like someone in a deep hooded cloak.
Yeah.
So do that and like tie it up with a little bit of rope.
Could you then roll a performance check to see how well you do making this?
Performance.
Oh my god,
Is that a
for
nat
real?
20?
It's another nat 20 plus
Okay,
2.
yeah.
I hate you forever because you...
I'm gonna get such low rolls when we deal with those centaurs later.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, to be fair, Steve's safety, much more important than fucking up those centaurs.
I know, but like I feel like all my good rolls go into like quiet moments like
Yeah.
this, but then when it's like time to fight, I'm like, haha, that's a
one.
7 to hit.
To be fair, that's me all the time.
Yeah.
The name Murph is cursed in D&D.
Yeah, so
Murph is small.
that nat 20 you managed to make a really well-made cloak that really covers it. Makes it just looks like a deep hood. You have to be kind of fairly up close to be able to tell that he's got a horse head. But
Yeah.
from a distance, it definitely just looks like a deep hood.
My back hurts. I'm
No,
not.
yeah, no.
Okay, I thought you were gonna like do something.
Scram.
But yeah, and I think Eli's gonna take this opportunity to I'll just be 1 second to make this a little bit better. I duck into the cubby house again and I change into like my costume shirt. So it's not the full, like not my full outfit, but it is like my
Sort of bringing it more like, this is a circus thing.
yeah.
Costume
So
change.
it's like the bright shirt underneath and like I don't know. I've drawn Eli in his outfit. I forget what it is though.
It's very cool.
But yeah, it's just like kind of more brighter colors, maybe some adornments, that kind of thing. So it's very clear, like, oh, look at us.
It's the circus, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
has the like circus insignia on it, so
Hell
it's
yeah.
like
very
Yeah.
obviously circus.
Yeah.
Once you're done, I think Peyton and like you come back out to sit with Steve. I think Peyton's going to travel ahead a bit and get to like Mary and Chloe and go, we have a tag along. Just don't say anything, okay? Like, and glaring at Chloe.
Yeah.
Shut.
As
Stay.
you say this, you kind of see Chloe open her mouth, and Mary just kind of like grabs her by the arm and says, "We will not say a thing."
Thank you. And like, Peyton's fully glaring at Chloe, like,
doing the parent like,
yeah,
do not.
shut.
I'm warning you.
Peyton has a lot of practice.
Chloe just kind of rolls her eyes, like, and
So I swear to God, if you say anything, you go your time out.
so, Eli, how do you lead Steve to these two other people that he doesn't know about?
Okay, so we're traveling with 2 other people. We've come from Shan.
I do let you know what I've like gone ahead to do, by the
okay,
way.
yeah, I assumed. We did come from Shanwick, so we've got 2 other people with us. Mary is lovely. She's great. She had a store. I say had because
It's burned down.
it was on fire when we left, and the whole town is infested with dretches. So not too much hope for that, but that's something we're going to deal with later.
We have faith.
And the other one is Chloe. She's a disco girl, and she's
This is her job description.
Yeah.
Disco girl.
Yeah. And she's been complaining for the last couple of hours well, consistently complaining for the last couple of hours. She's been complaining the whole time. So if she says something rude, that's just her, and we'll don't have to deal with her for much longer once we get into town.
That sounds like once we get there, she's dead.
We are better.
I mean, she's dead to me. I can't deal with that.
No, we're just letting her go.
She can figure her own shit out.
You just kind of see the hood nod a little.
Okay, so you're right to go?
Yeah, thank you so much.
It's alright.
We are keeping Mary though. Mary is lovely.
Yeah.
Mary is now part of
We
the
love her.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... No, I had people help me when I, like, through different things, so it's always good to help others when you can.
Pay it forward.
Yeah.
And so,
Cool.
yeah, start heading back to the group.
Yeah. You head back to the group, and Mary and Chloe look over and see you come forward with another hooded figure, and you see Chloe kind of like try to like look in, and Mary just goes.
As we're walking, can I obscure our trail so that it, like what's with Steve's feet? Because I have
Steve
crow
has
feet,
human feet.
human feet.
Yeah.
Do they have shoes?
I'm gonna roll for this.
Roll for shoes.
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say I'll obscure a trail a bit so they can't tell that it's someone else left. But if Peyton
I
has
could
been walking back
carry
and forth,
them.
no, but you have
If I've been
shoes
walking-
and
yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah.
humanoid, so it's like I could conceivably be like, no, that's just Peyton's shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Yeah. I was just trying to make sure that they weren't tracking us. But
If we get
it
to a
should be
point,
fine.
if we get to, I know technically speaking, if I was carrying them like footprints,
You're welcome.
Do you've got the opposite problem?
Yeah.
deeper. But like, at the same time, it does sort of mask the fact that there is another person. I could just be carrying something heavy. So if it gets to a point where that is a thing that needs to happen, I am very happy to carry Steve.
But for now, I think we're fine. So
I mean, I've
start.
already got like a
Yeah.
bunch of people with you, so it's
Yeah.
just like, there's just more footprints now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we keep walking to town.
All right.
Yeah.
So that took, an hour or so trying to sort out, the animals and
Late
the
afternoon
centaurs
now.
and stuff like that. So yeah, it is getting late afternoon, and Marius is kind of like, I do believe that we will still make it to town today, but I do think it will be night at least by the time that we get there. Do you want to push on and get there for nighttime? I think I can remember a small motel or something near the edge of town that we could stay in for the evening if we get there. But
I need to double check. Did Eli fully mention genuinely that the coffee house used to be where he lived?
I straight up said, "Well, you're in my house."
Yeah.
like you
Okay.
were present
Yeah.
for
I
that.
just- I couldn't
before
quite remember.
before he started lying to the centaurs, he did genuinely say,
It's
like, "You're
in
in
my house.
Yeah.
Okay, so Peyton probably connects the dots a little bit of like, okay, well, you used to be around here, but possibly. Like, were you, Peyton sort of turns to you, like, were you ever in town? Did you ever notice like an inn or a motel or anything?
I didn't go into town much,
Mm-hmm.
but I do know where, like, we were planning to set up for this performance. 'Cause,
That's also a good point. That's also a
yeah,
good point.
so it is. How big is this fucking town?
It's really big. So
Okay, so
as-
logically speaking,
So
there would
you
be...
remember Shanwick, which was like large but small. It was like small-ish, but it was cramped.
Like a
so
kind
you-
of
it
residential
felt larger.
town?
Yeah. Shanwick is Northwich is at least twice as big as Shanwick.
Okay,
so
so
it
logically
is-
speaking, there is an inn or a motel
Oh, yeah.
or a hotel or something.
absolutely, yeah.
Would I know if the circus would be camped, like, close to us, or will should I roll
we
for
can
this?
go visit the circus now and say hi to all your friends.
Yes!
You know where they were planning to set up. You don't know about accommodation because that's normally decided while you're there. You don't book ahead typically unless it's somewhere that you know
Yeah.
you need to.
It's like, try and get accommodation if you can. If you can't, everyone just kind of...
Yeah,
sets
like
up
you've got
camp
like
at the
trailers
place,
and stuff basically that people can sleep in. So
Okay.
worst case, you're fine. And it's just like if
So
we can get somewhere.
if there's like an inn and stuff, I reckon we can we're going to make it in the day. We probably won't be too late at night. We can reasonably make it and then get to it like an inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, better if we don't spend another night in the forest where we will have to keep guard.
Yeah, fair enough.
And also, I
okay.
don't think we have the supplies for Steve to sleep comfortably.
Awesome. Okay, so you doing quick pace, same as before, like just the constant pace, or
I think if Mary said that if we just keep at the same pace, we'll get there, like in the evening. I think we just keep the same pace. If we go any quicker, we'll probably exhaust ourselves.
Yeah.
all right.
I also don't want to kind of draw attention of like, oh,
We're rushing.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, just a group of people. We came from Shanwick. Don't go back there.
Don't go back.
It's an
please.
accident.
You will die.
Just like, if you're gonna check, maybe do it from a distance. Do you have binoculars?
If you don't go.
Cool. So you guys, now with Steve as part of the group, you all start heading on your way to try and get out of this forest before nightfall. So you head constant, you are back on the path, you go for a while. The brightness of the forest doesn't change because as
The sun's going down.
Yeah,
as
so
we get further.
as more light would be able to come through the trees, the sun
There
is
is
going
less
down,
light
so there's less
available.
light to come through. So it does stay at a pretty constant light for a while. You travel for a few more hours. It's the sun is setting, and you reach. You can see the edge of the forest coming up now, and you continue through. You're walking through, and you emerge. The path has gotten solid now, like there is a proper path at the very edge of this forest. You walk out and it leads into a much larger, wider path that leads back onto a even larger path that leads up to the gates of the town.
Ooh, gates.
I mean, gates, they go
entrance.
open and close, but like, yes, there is like an entranceway to the town, and yeah, the sun is like halfway set now, like the sun is half gone. And yeah, you can now see the town. You can see people wandering around inside. You can, what's your passive perception?
14.
11.
You can see in the distance a little bit of red and white, in the direction that you would assume to be where the circus is setting up. So you can get that. So yes, you have emerged from the forest now. With a very good, obvious view of the town. You kind of hear a collective sigh of relief from everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, we made it. Yeah.
How close is the circus? Is it like, oh, because of our elevation, I can see it across the whole town? Or is it like...
It's been over
we could
24
walk-
hours.
Oh,
It's been over 24 hours.
has it?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's not back yet. Where are my kids, Thea? Sorry, it popped
Oh,
in my
no,
head.
okay, I was thinking like you were
What
talking
the
about
fuck?
real life.
Yeah.
Where are my real life actual
To-
children?
To be fair, you're not inside the town yet. He said he would meet you there, so there's no guarantee that he hasn't come back yet. No guarantee. He said he'd meet you there,
Okay.
and he said, you know, he'd be back there within 24 hours.
Okay.
There was no guarantee
Okay.
that you would
Okay.
meet each other.
Alright, fine. Fucking loopholes.
Yeah.
If he's not in town.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for interrupting you.
It's alright. But... yeah, so can... you know, like the circus in like comparison to us, is it like across the whole town? Would we have to go there, or could we conceivably like walk there?
You could walk there. Like it's you know it's definitely a big town, and a car would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh,
like,
fuck, we left my car back in Shenaniganry. No!
but like it's looking at I'm gonna. So this isn't the whole map. This is just an idea of like the town. Because also some of it's been cut off because printing on paper
Yay.
and sizing. So this is like the main entrance route that keeps going down, and then you've got like you know, churches and schools and stuff in here, and up the back you've got these markets thing, and the circus is like up here, like it's just past
okay.
the markets and things.
So we can just even
Um,
follow the road.
Yeah, so you can
Yeah,
follow
yeah.
the road. You would get there faster with a car, but you can feasibly walk there for an amount.
And like, while we're working there, we can like keep an eye out for somewhere to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, so to the surface.
All right.
to the circus.
Do you guys want to roll perception checks to keep an eye out for hotels and things on the way?
Oh, that was real shit. An 8.
That's perception for 22.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow, cool. Yeah, so you manage to walk into the start of town. You see, like, you know, streets bustling. People are kind of getting ready to go out for dinner now and stuff like that. You know, it's like it's still fairly busy. There's people coming home, people going out. It's like peak hour almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you start walking down the side of the street, following the roads and stuff. Yes. And yeah, you wander down. You keep an eye out. You pass like so many stores and restaurants and things. Like this is like a big area. This is very different to Shartwick that you were just in. And yeah, you follow for a while. You manage to spot there's a small motel kind of near the front, or there's like a couple like more hotel vibey ones further into the town. Some places do look more expensive than others. There's one kind of near the edge of the main road that intersects like on this road. There's one on there that looks really expensive, but then there's another one like on the other side of that strip that looks less expensive but not like trashy, looks pretty decent. So yeah, there's a few options, and you continue following down to kind of the direction of the circus, and you come past some markets where people are kind of packing up their things, and then you see a big tent coming up towards you. How do you feel when you see that big tent?
It's a relief, because it's just been a crazy few days. I fully knew that it was my choice to stay and help with that baseball games and then run off. There's a huge sense of loyalty within the circus, but there is no, if you run off by yourself, that is your choice.
Yeah.
If you disappear, then, we're gonna come look for you, but if you run off, then, that's how you got here and that's how you will leave.
Yeah.
So, Eli knew that he was separating himself from them. But it's just such a relief to be able to come back and just see it all and know, okay, so this is a safe space. We're finally, after all of this shit, I'm finally somewhere safe again.
It would be real shitty of them if they were like, okay, no, you left us for now you can't come back. It's like...
No, it's not like that. It's more just
it's if you disappear for a little while and it's not your fault, we're gonna look for you. If you disappear for a little while and you're the one who left, you can deal with yourself for a little
it's just
bit.
we can't just deal with every tag along decision making. No, you're part of the circus. You got to deal with all of us. We have a schedule that we keep because there's so many of us. We have rules we keep to. We can't keep track of everyone. And if that means that you leave and then we move on without you, that is a you problem.
You know where we're going next.
Yes,
so
you have created it. That is a you problem that you have created, and now you must deal with. We'll welcome you back, but that's really cool. So yeah, you start coming up to the circus. They've set up. Not only are they set up, but they're getting ready to actually do things tonight. It's opening night of the circus. And so you come up and there's people crowding the front, kind of looking at all of those, starting displays and little games and things on the outside. And you walk through. And you hear a bunch of classic circus music and whatever else. And thanks,
coming
Juicy
through.
Fuck.
And you keep walking through, and you hear this, different instruments here and there, and then you hear this oddly familiar piano. And as you keep walking, you're kind of heading, towards the tent to, do what you need to do, and you kind of wander slightly sideways to kind of just be like, I feel like I know that piano somewhere. It doesn't sound like. For you, it's obviously I know that we have instrumentalists in the circus, but it's not the same. There's something slightly off about it.
Yeah,
but it's familiar.
It's a different style.
Yeah, and as you keep walking through, you look over and see just some beautiful, beautiful boy jazzing up those keys, and he looks over at the both of you, and you just see his face get so happy, and he's just like, you just like mouths thank you while he's just jamming along those keys, and you see a couple other rat boys there, one on like a standing, like, it's an electric bass, but he's using it like a double bass, and another guy, another rat boy playing a trumpet. Like, they're having a blast.
Yes. It's like, Eli can see that they're busy. Eli knows, like, don't interrupt. When someone's performing, don't interrupt. It doesn't matter if the world is ending, you do not interrupt a performance. Unless, of course, like, the world is ending. But, like, you know,
Or, you know, getting infested by dretches. You know.
yeah, but, like, unless it is life-threatening for everyone, do not interrupt a performance.
I just thought that just gives me the idea of, like, if there's a performance going on and then, like, somewhere in the stands there's this fight to the death.
Yeah, that's a them problem.
That's a them problem. I'm performing.
Yeah.
That's
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
We love that.
because, like, Eli knows the rule of performance. He doesn't, like, run up and be like, oh my god, hi! But he does this kind of very enthusiastic wave.
Yeah.
It's just
Peyton also waves, but less enthusiastic. Just like, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, not as...
yeah, Eli's, like, almost bouncing up and down on the spot. Just like,
Yeah.
yes!
That's so good. Yeah, so you continue through now after seeing that, just like super happy. You keep going through. You
I love
get.
Chip so much. He got what he deserves.
He's a good boy.
You keep heading through. You get close to the tent, and you see Michael wandering around, kind of doing his thing, and then he spots you and just goes, "Eli, my boy, welcome back. How you been?" Okay.
That's a very loaded question.
Okay. Yes.
How are you guys? I didn't realize we were doing opening night as soon as we got here. Although I guess it's been a couple days, not
It
just
has been a
one-
couple days.
Yeah,
We,
I'm so
kind of-
sorry about that. How's Annis doing? With the, did you get someone else to do it? Or were we not meant to do it first up?
Well, actually, we were kind of hoping that you would show up in time to do that, so thank goodness, if you are prepared, we would love to have you. Michael is just like, yeah, we were really hoping that you would be back in time to perform, but we were like, if not, we might have to just put Annis aside for tonight and see what happens. We didn't have anyone else booked, and we were trying to see if, you know, could she work out could you work out a solo performance if you didn't come back? We were just like, oh, it's Eli. Like you're talented. You're, you know, not just part of the circus, but you're part of the family. Like, we were like, sure, he's gonna come back. If not soon, at some point.
Yeah, there was I'll have to tell you guys about it later. How soon is the performance? Because
Question, are we, the rest of us just sort of like around
Yeah, you just
Eli?
gotta stay
Yeah.
This is great.
just like,
Um,
how soon are we speaking? Like, I know it's nighttime, everyone's getting geared towards the big events, but like, there's some loose ends to deal with. These are my friends, new
Hi,
friends,
everyone.
not. Some of them are my friends. And then,
my name's Michael. Nice to meet you all.
Hello.
and I see you met Chip.
Ah,
That's-
yes, he's fantastic on those keys.
He's so good.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank
Yeah.
you for sending him my way.
Yeah, like I just, you know, that was part of the whole. I don't know how much he told you about what happened with that.
Well,
but,
to be fair, he would only know about half of it anyways.
yeah. So
Maybe not even half.
Oh.
Yeah, I really didn't get much detail. He was
Yeah.
just kind of like, "Hi, Eli sent me. I can play piano." And I was like, "Show us what you got." And
rest
wow.
is history.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really good. But there is a lot to explain, so probably not the best time to talk about it right before performance.
Fair enough.
But
Well,
would-
we've got plenty of time afterwards if you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind sitting on the platform.
Would there be somewhere? Would there be somewhere safe? And I kind of give like just this special kind of enunciation of not just like, oh, somewhere that my friends can like chill. It's just like somewhere like
Specifically.
these are people who need maybe a little bit of protection or to disappear.
Yeah.
So it's just like, would there be somewhere just, you know, safe for my friends to just sit for a bit?
Oh,
while if
absolutely,
I'm
of course.
performing?
Yes.
Yeah.
As in terms of the performance, we've, you know, kind of pushed your segment back a bit in case you did come.
I am so sorry it took so long.
Oh
This-
no!
like I said,
mean,
crazy time.
yes, I mean that baseball game was something else. So yes,
I'm
Just glad to see you back.
So sorry about that, by the way.
Why are you sorry?
My kids were all.
Oh, that was your oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was quite entertaining, but we didn't exactly want to stay around in case we got seen
No, that's-
with a bad rap, so...
Perfectly fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, very cool kids. Like, I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Very cool.
They're a pretty ragtime group.
I love it. That's great. So are we. Yeah, so performance has moved back, so you have plenty of time to prepare, and you can go meet up with Anis and make sure that everything's sorted between the two of you.
Be like, hey, I didn't leave and I'm not dead.
And if
She's gonna smack me so hard.
and then for the rest of you, I've got two options. I've got one where if you don't want to sit in and see the performance, I've got a safe space for the rest of you. If you do want to see the performance, I do have a special seating area for like the rest of the circus people and stuff, and the hands who aren't currently busy. So up to you. They are both safe, but one is safer than the other. But
Probably a good idea for Steve to at least go back.
Yeah.
And probably I can go with Steve if Mary and Chloe want to watch the performance. Which I feel like, Chloe probably, have come all this way. And
Or
it's
is
a
she
good
gonna be
idea.
like, Circus?
yeah, Chloe, when you look around kind of trying to just decide what option to take and stuff, you see Chloe's just kind of like bored. She's just kind of like, I just
Well,
want to go to
I
bed.
feel like she's going to insult people if she's behind the curtains in, the general sense, so I feel like it's better for her and our sake if she just sits in the audience and watches
Fair enough.
with Mary to keep an eye on her.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I do have a job to do. So, Eli, you know the way to get back to the rest of the crew. So if you can lead the rest of them there, and then just anyone who wants to stay and watch the performance, but don't really mind about safety necessarily, you're welcome to just head on in with everyone else and find a seat. Those of you who do care about safety, follow Eli around to the back, and I'm sure he can sort out where you guys can set yourselves up. But yes, I do have a job to do, so
Yeah.
I'll send you on your way. Fantastic to have you back, and
Yeah,
best
good
of
to
luck
see
tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it. My work's been all over the place.
Well,
But,
let's hope it sticks around, because you've got a dangerous job.
yeah.
Alright, well, best of luck.
Yeah. I think
Nice.
Peyton's gonna sort of like look to Mary, go, take Chloe and watch?
Mary's just like, oh, yeah, absolutely, yes.
Enjoy the show. I don't know if I have necessarily a place to say that, but
Well, it's been so long since I've seen a circus, truthfully, so I am
And we've
quite
got some
excited.
really amazing people here.
Oh,
Like
do
that's
you?
not just like yeah, we've got some amazing performers. Like yeah, it's good. It's good. I would recommend. We're already here, but yeah, I hope you enjoy.
I'm so excited. Yes, I'll make sure Chloe doesn't annoy anyone, but I'm so excited. It's been so long since I've seen a circus. Oh,
I
feel
mean-
young again.
Yeah. Well, it's not your job to police Chloe anymore. So
We
if she
really do
does some
appreciate
ratchet
it.
stuff, we have people for that.
yeah. We really appreciate you, like,
Yeah. Thank you
keeping
so
Chloe
much for
in
the
line while we travel, but like,
Oh, no,
enjoy yourself.
It's the least I could do. You kept me alive, so
Yeah.
it's the least I could do. Thank you
Yeah.
muchly for that, by the way. I haven't had much time to kind of express my gratitude, but
I mean,
without,
to be fair-
without the both of you, I don't know if we would still be here.
To be
Yeah.
fair, it's the thing that a decent decent person would do.
Also, I still feel bad about your shop.
Oh no, I'll see if I can reset up somewhere in Northwich. This place looks magical.
Yeah.
That's great.
But
Cool.
yes, I apparently am performing tonight. Come on, guys, let's go.
Um,
So yeah, I get Peyton and Steve and start like leading them around back, and just like kind of nodding to everyone, and they're just like, oh shit.
yeah, so,
Ah, Eli's here.
yeah, half of them are just kind of like, hi, welcome back. Like,
Yeah.
just
You're
kinda
back,
like,
okay.
We've been busy setting up, so
Yeah.
I didn't really notice you were going, so hi.
Yeah. Eli is not strong and does not get involved with too much of the heavy lifting, so setup people do not notice when he's not there.
Yeah. And yeah, you go around, Michael kind of just heads off back doing his introductory thing, just saying hi to everyone, make sure everyone's having a good time. And yeah, you all head around to the back, and you head in, you go past all the like setup things, you're in the back kind of under the curtains and stuff, and you're kind of looking around saying hi to everyone, and then you just feel this just weight hit you, and Anis is just wrapping you in a hug, just like, oh, you're back. I don't have to do it alone.
No, I would never willingly leave you to do a performance alone, and I'd like give her a big hug back. I'm just like, I'm so sorry I worried you. I mean, things have been crazy. I got back as soon as I could.
Oh no, it's so good. I'm just so glad you're here. I didn't know what I was going to do for a solid performance.
Oh shit, yeah. Soul is a scary. Soul is a.
Oh, they really are.
Oh.
I'm so glad to have you back.
Oh, I'm so glad to be back. Things have been crazy. This is my friend Peyton,
Hi.
and this is Steve.
Hi, Steve.
I will talk to you about performance in a moment. I need to get them settled and someplace safe.
Okay.
And yeah, and then I'll talk to you about what we're gonna do next. Do you have anything in mind for what we're gonna change up this time, or we're gonna have to default to standard? Because I know we tried to change it up each time, but
We do, but I think just because of everything that's been happening, it might be safer for us to just do the standard performance.
yeah, I'll just fire some cantrips or some shit.
Yeah, sure. Like, it's a new town. They probably haven't seen this stuff before anyway, so.
Yeah. I mean, I did. Oh. Let me see a name. I have so many names.
It's so many names. I've
Now
got
you
the
know
list
how
up
I
here, and I'm just
feel.
like,
It's like,
okay, but like,
yeah.
so many names.
Yeah. It's like, well,
Because you've got yours and ours.
yeah. And just Eli's kind of just like, well, Soren's gonna get on our ass about it, but for not changing it up. But also, Soren's an asshole, so.
he is quite. I mean, look, the fact that you're here to do a performance is great. I don't want to risk losing you for all future performances just because we've needed to show up Soren. So,
I
let's
mean,
just do
it's
this.
it's not like it's hard to show up Soren.
I mean, no, not at all.
Peyton's sitting here like, circus drama.
Soren is a bitch.
Soren just
That
like
seems valid.
he has a couple knives and he throws them around a bit.
Oh.
Not that exciting.
Anyone can throw knives.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Safely. Yeah.
he does some other things too, but like,
Yeah, like he's still a performer of our troupe. He's still talented, but he's
But also, like, anybody can throw a knife.
exactly.
yeah.
like,
Just I
the
would
most-
prefer to have someone who's less talented but is also not rude constantly.
Exactly.
That seems fair.
Anyway,
But-
yes, you go sort them out. I will see you in the prep
And-
area.
Yeah, I'll try and keep it to 5 minutes. Honestly. So I'm so happy to be back. I'm
Oh,
so
I'm so
happy
glad
to
you're
see you.
back.
Yeah, and give her another hug, and then just quickly like dart off again, like just the stress of having to be like, oh, I'm performing tonight. Just so yeah, just quickly go. Okay, guys, come on. Steve, I'm sorry. This is probably a lot if you're used to the forest. I should've-
Steve is like shaking a little, but
yeah,
like,
just,
We'll go and find a quiet corner.
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I lead them to the area. So just
Yeah,
kind of like slip
you-
between the curtains.
Yeah, you take him back into the back, and you back into the back. Yeah.
Back into the back. Get to the back.
back.
Back again. Eli's back.
You head around and you lead them into this back area. You've got a couple spots set up where you keep equipment and things, and it's pretty sectioned off because it's like spoilers for the circus and also very expensive equipment, so you want to keep it safe. So you take them back into this area, and there's from your time in the circus, you know that no one comes in here. Like, this is the safest space that you could be in the circus. If you need to get away for whatever reason, this is where you hide, because it is like, this is where they keep all the expensive stuff. A person is also very expensive. So,
Yeah.
A person is also very expensive.
So yes, you lead them into that area, and
So I was not expecting to be performing, so this is a bit stressful. We try not to make things run too late because that would, alienate so much of the populace. But a lot of the more intense performances also have to be later, so that we don't get like all the kids and stuff watching them. So this is going. If you are going to be back here for a while, if someone comes back here, it is probably because they're looking for a very specific piece of equipment, or they also need a quiet space. Everyone knows, like, this is kind of like, if someone else is in here, you don't ask them why, you don't ask what they're doing, they might ask who you are because we kind of all have a vague idea of who everyone is. So if they ask who you are, just say you're with Eli and you're here to just have a safe space for the moment. Then they should be fine. They might keep an eye on you to make sure you're not stealing, but like if you do steal something, that will come back to me because you use my name. So please don't steal anything.
We won't steal anything.
I do not want to get in trouble for this stuff. I've broken things before, but usually those are fixable things. This stuff, not so much.
Okay,
So
no stealing.
yeah, just someone else comes in here. They probably also need just a quiet space.
to just
Be
this
good.
This
Just
is the
just say it's
chill.
me. It's fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I'm gonna leave most of my stuff here, and then just get changed and be gone. I'll see you afterwards, or if Michael comes back and says to come see me somewhere else, then you can trust him. You can also trust if it's Anna's. Ricky's also good, but I don't know why he would be back here, so don't. Yeah, maybe leave Ricky. Sky's busy. Actually, yeah, mostly just keep it to if it's because you know what they look like. If it's Michael or Annis, and they say to come out, then listen to them. But the rest of them just be like, no, just come get Eli to come here. And then if I don't, then it's like, oh no, things have gone bad again.
Okay.
But yes.
Best-
Goodbye.
Best of luck on your performance.
Yeah. And Eli's booking it.
Yeah, you run off to kind of like where you and Anna's kind of
Just like get changed, start like running through what we're going to do for this performance.
yeah. So you start getting all that sorted, and you hear this like actual show get started. Michael's doing his introductory thing. People are starting to get ready. You and Anna are kind of just running through what you're doing, what kind of cantrips you want to lay off and stuff like that to kind of make it more exciting and that sort of thing. And yeah, the show gets started. You kind of calm your nerves a little bit because you've got some time to prepare, and then one of the workers just comes out just like Eli, Anna, you're on soon, so go head up, get ready.
And we do that.
You do that, cool. Yeah, both of you head to like the little prep area, like just behind where you get ready to go on up into the, what are they called, the
Trapeze.
oh, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, but yeah, so
Same
up
way.
to the
Trapeze,
50s
high
and stuff.
rope
Yeah.
area.
So yeah, you're kind of just standing off to the side for now while the last couple of acts before you were doing their thing. So while all this is happening, while you're preparing your stuff, Peyton, you and Steve are just chilling backstage, chilling in this room. Not many people come in. You go to like, so yeah, only like one or two people come in, and they just come in, kind of just acknowledge your presence, and then go and grab what they're looking for and head back out. After a little while, like the show's been going on for a while, you're sitting there with Steve, and Steve's just kind of sitting, like trying to settle down and take in everything that's been going on. And you hear in your ear just like, Uncle Pay?
Yes.
Okay, so so much has happened. I've got a man here. He's kind of annoyed. He's just like, I said 24 hours, and they were getting mad at me for it, and now they're not here, and blah 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 blah. So where are you?
We're at the circus.
Oh, that's oh, okay, awesome. Like
If
the one
you-
in town, like Northwich.
Yes. If you guys go and watch the show, we should be out afterwards.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, cool. Well, we will try and head to the circus then. That's awesome. Do you want this man to come too, or?
Is it the same guy who came and got you?
Yeah, he
yes.
came and got us and
Yes.
brought us to Northwich.
Yes.
Which, by the way, was so weird how he did it. I don't.
Tell me later. Tell me
Okay.
later.
Okay.
But yes, bring him with you.
Okay. We'll all head to the circus then. Okay. Well, see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Have fun.
Then
Okay, cool.
nothing else in your ear now. And yeah, so back to Eli. You just now, you and Honest, it's your time to do your performance. You both head up, climb up to the top, and spotlights on the both of you light up.
Yeah, so they climb up to the rafters, full spotlight, everyone's up in them. And the difference between like a normal circus and what these guys do is that everything is a lot more deadly and scary
It's
and
more.
yeah, it's just everything is just taken up to 9 levels. So both like Eli and Anna starts on opposite platforms, and then they end up like going like jumping to the trapeze, but you have to grab like a super specific spot. Is that rain? Yeah, you have to grab like a super specific spot on the trapeze, because otherwise your hands will get impaled with all like the spikes that are covering them. And then yeah, just doing like the flips from each set of rings to the other, doing the like throwing, like jumping and like catching each other and doing another flip, and then you know all that kind of stuff, ending up like going from one platform to the other and doing as many like huge leaping jumps that like have the audience genuinely questioning like, have they mistimed this, because, or like have the people who set up the circus mismanaged it, because that trapeze there's no way they're going to make it. It is just all, there's some angle play at work here so that it seems like the gaps are a lot bigger than they are, just because of the perspective of the audience on the ground and how high these trapeze are set. But like they always kind of make it and follow through, and then there's a couple of like just random cantrips going off, like Eli uses firebolt a couple of times, and because they're so high, like you can just kind of cast it down that it'll like fizzle out by the time it's there, because there's no target. And so they're just like, oh god, there's a smoke of fire, what's happening? And it's just like, haha, look, you did a flip!
Oh my god, what's that? What flip?
Yeah, so there's like a lot going on. It's all very high stakes, and they kind of play it up a little bit by kind of being like, you can't see the expression from up there, but there are a few things where they go like, oh, he's meant to jump now. Oh, he doesn't, he's hanging on. Oh, what's happened? What's going wrong? And then it's like, oh, they're almost going to miss each other. No, they grab on at the last minute, and it's just kind of playing it up a bit as well. And
Very dramatic.
yeah, it's all very dramatic, very high tension, but Eli loves it. Wouldn't do anything else in the world.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Shenaniganry and Aevecia. I apologize again for the pure immense amount of background noise and then the very loud rain at the end. It was very hard to edit around all of the different things, but this is the best that I can do. So yeah, I'm sure there are ways to make it better somehow, but I'm using only free software and equipment, and yeah, so I'm not gonna try and break more stuff, so, and it's only for 2 episodes, it's not like it's gonna be a consistent thing, so yeah, thank you for sticking through it and putting up with it. Like, it's not that bad, it is bad, but it could be worse, so, but yeah, thank you so much for putting through it. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and enjoyed getting to start looking at the circus and getting an idea of what kind of things Eli does for the circus, and also getting a little bit of history there, and our new friend Steve, our little boy Steve. Yeah, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and the audio quality should be the same for the next episode, because they were recorded on the same day. So assume that it's going to be the same and possibly start out at the level that the end was at. But hey, that's what happens when storms come out of nowhere. But yes, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful 2 weeks. Bye.